Good morning. This is Philip with RTX Honeybees. He's right over my shoulder here. That's the nuke that I put on top of the fence to catch the swarm that was on the fence. Well, there are no bees in that box. I put them in on a Friday morning, and when I went camping last weekend, I came back on Sunday and they had left. So let's talk about why they left. Anytime you take a swarm that is leaving your apiary or bee yard, those bees are wanting to move away from your bee yard. That's one of the reasons they're leaving. So, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, there are 4 ways to increase your chances of them sticking around. And I didn't do any of those. I was in a hurry, had a lot going on. I just put them in the box. I did have one piece of drawn out comb, but didn't have any resources in it. But that was it. That's all I gave them, and some frames, of course. So I think the best way to get your bees to stay in the box is to move them 2 miles or more away from your apiary and leave them for a week, and then you can bring them back. That's the best way. I think the second best way to get them to stay is to put the queen, find the queen, put her in a clip for 2 or 3 days until they kind of start making comb and establish that as their home. They'll feed her in the cage, and then they're also more likely to stay. I think that's the second best way. But I didn't have time to fool around and find the queen, so I didn't find her. I think the third best way to get them to stay, and 3 and 4 are pretty close to, there's a big difference in my mind between 2 and 3, and 3 and 4 are almost interchangeable. 1 and 2 are somewhat close in effectiveness. But giving them some open brood, I think they're reluctant to leave open brood. So that would have been an easy one. That's the one I should have done, because it wouldn't have taken me long at all to pop into one of these colonies, throw in some open brood, and increase my chances of those bees sticking around. The fourth way is to lock those bees in for a few days, 2 to 3 days, and that increases your chances too. Now that is dependent on the weather. Is it going to be really hot? Because they will overheat, especially if it's a large swarm. So, but it does work. That's the fourth way. Now, some people would probably say that there's a fifth way, which is to put a queen excluder over the entrance so the queen can't leave. I don't like that option, just because one is she might kill herself trying to get out. 2 is, if she's a virgin, she needs to get out and go on that mating flight. You don't want her to stay too long before she can go out and mate. So unless you're restricting her with all the bees, I don't believe in putting that on there, but you can challenge that if you want to. Anyway, they left because either I was too busy or too lazy to take at least one of those steps to try to make sure they stayed. Now, my neighbor that same Sunday told me that bees had moved into the swarm trap, which is like 5 houses down from mine. So maybe it's those bees, who knows. So that's all I have for you. This is Philip with RTX Honeybees. Thanks for watching.